United Financial Group is a trust asset management company that invests into the development of new generation innovative drugs. UFG is the most advanced industries and technologies, including safe medicine and IT blockchain development. Our mission is to set up a well-balanced investment portfolio for everyone. United Financial Group. Invest with us and create your own future. Good evening, everyone. There are not so many of us today. I think that not because of everyone has fallen ill, and probably because they are watching broadcast as well. So I am happy to see you all here tonight, because a live UFG webinar is one of a few places where pretty women say wise things. And now I'm going to tell you a few facts and figures for you to understand why are we all here. That's serious, and let's say that your questions will be posted by you at any time in the question bookmark on top. And if there is an interactive discussion, we will use the chat. Let's go. Yeah, one more question. Do we have anyone new here, newcomers, who are watching our presentation for the first time, who don't know me? Please put a plus or a 1. How are you feeling in such a boring and rainy evening? Is everybody safe and sound? I hope so, because health is the most important thing that our company is doing. Let's go. As you know, we are an investment company. We have our own investment platform based on crowd investing. We began our activities back in August 2019 and already achieved good results. There are a few lines of activities. The most potential and perspective. This is a chart how our investment curve went on. The curve that was in IT technologies. Now, IT technologies are on a plateau. Why have we opted for those lines of business? I can explain. We have chosen treatment of diseases including oncology and cancer, including sustaining therapy, because we know that the interest to those medicinal drugs have increased. We know that there are many drugs in the market with side effects, and our task is to make an environmentally friendly medicinal drugs. Just a few facts and figures for you. By 2023, the cancer treatment expenses would reach $243 billion a year. Therefore, many companies are interested in that. Look, here on the screen, you can see figures. These are sales for companies who are selling cancer drugs, because people have no choice and they buy it. And the figures are 19.2 billion, which is Humira, a very popular drug, and 11 billion, and so on. I did the math. It's about 100 billion. It's $96.3 billion per year. Those companies have earned, who manufactured or who sell those drugs. 29 of them, and it's 9.7 on average. Please remember that figure, 9.7 billion, the average sales of those companies. And that's a very interesting thing to be investors like Bill Gates, who invested $14.8 million into technology and $76 million by Jeff Bezos in biotech startups. And Warren Buffett, who you all know, and we can see his quotes on our wall, he invested $192 million into Biogen. Sometimes this market is underestimated, and cancer drugs to treat oncology account for 11% of the entire pharmaceuticals market. That's a very big piece of, very big share. Therefore, we are saying that we invest into a segment that cost is over $200 million per year, and you, as our investors, get benefits from that. Let's move on. Along with information technologies, as I said, the pharmaceuticals industry is very lucrative for investors, including major companies who take over smaller startups with their own developments, and our company is like that. And if you have an IPO and if we have a merger, our company with another company, we as investors get profit. Let's speak about how much is going to be the profit. Look, the figures here are very lucrative. Major companies investing into biotech industry. And back in 2020, last year, they purchased some stuff, and those figures are from the last year. And the statistics is that the total sales here are $80 billion worth of smaller startups, and UFG is one of similar startup companies. It's 8.9 billion on average. So let's talk about the developments, potential scenarios of UFG developments. You as investors often ask what, when, and how much. So let's talk about how much in more detail. In the first instance, when you get dividends from medicinal drug deployment in the market, the cancer drug, this is 8.9. So let's say 8, just $8 billion. And in this case, let's imagine the net profit is going to be 50%, $4 billion, the total sales of drugs in a year, the drugs that we are going to produce. So what happens in this case? Provided that the profit is distributed across 100% of shares, we have 2.4 billion shares or participatory shares. We get $1.60 per one participatory share. If you have $1,000 package as investor, you will get $185,000 per year as dividends. Even if we reduce that figure by factor 10, and one participatory share would cost 16 cents, and if you have 118,000 shares for $1,000, your annual profit is $19,000 as investors. Do you like it? Put a sign if you are interested in such figures on your bank accounts. So I can see your likes. I like your likes. That's very pleasant for me. Hello, my fellow countrymen. Let's move on. If we produce or make a merger with a major pharmaceutical company, on such conditions that we don't take 9.7 as an average. So the purchase of the company was 9.7 billion. So let's take 8 billion figure, a good figure. The cost per participatory share in the company would be $3.33, and the amount and the package that costed you $1,000 and 118,000 shares would bring you nearly $400,000 of profit for you as investor. That's a very good and lucrative figure that you can do a lot for you, for your family, for your health. You would probably start your own business. I just would like to remind you that all figures that you can see on this slide are based on analysis and forecast, and they are shown here as an example. Well, there could be various developments, but either or, we are all in the positive zone as company investors. Let's continue. What has been done until today? You all know that there are a few chats, investor chats and groups available. There are over 2,000 investors in 60 countries of the world, and this summer we launched an online shop where you can buy our own immunomodifying balsam. And you as investor get dividends from the sales of that balsam. There is a partner shop. We work with Sklifosovsky Medical Institute of Moscow and Moscow State University Laboratory, where Yevgeny is going to meet on Saturday, and we all expect news because we are getting ready for preclinical trials. This is a very important step for medicinal drug development and its placement on the global market. We also partner with Yellow Blockchain One company. We are investing into Vortex and Oscillating Technologies company, and we are now going to start production of our own cancer drug. Immunobalsam Rusich that you can purchase on rusich.market website would give you good dividends. It is made up of not only alcohol with special additives that are negatively charged and developed in the previous century, and UFG was funding its production and launch of production as well. So now, in this rainy time, this is the best assistant for you. I like it very much. I always have it with me. And what does it do? It boosts your immune system across a wide front, so it restores your health. Well, that would not mean that if you have some health issues, you need to have a holistic approach, starting with the morning workout. But anyway, this is a good way to stay healthy, to stay in a good mood, and I would say that my coffee drinking disappeared on the third day of that treatment with that balsam, because I could not start a day with a cup of coffee, but I quit coffee now. Let's move on. Now we have back on track a drug that was the beginning of our company. This is a targeted immunobiological preparation named FRAN, and you can watch it on our website. Matkevich lavage is a way to make your body better from the inside, because our immune system stays in our intestinal tract. And melanin, that's what I like. That is a cancer drug, and probably it has no analogs and it has no side effects. That's very important to know. And it began to develop since 1966. There was an article, and you can read about it a lot of publications. This is an invention supported by patents, and this invention is based on melanin, and it was awarded International Salons of Inventions in Paris and Brussels. It got a golden medal, and lots of titles it has, and that medicinal drug or preparation has not yet been produced. So you can imagine what happens when we start its production. Anyway, investors who believed in us in the very start of the journey would get health and money. In September, we began preclinical trials, and preparation for preclinical trials is going on. Well, what are your benefits here? You know that we are investing into a wonderful line of activities with a total turnover in the world of over $200 billion. You can transfer it to your successors, and you can have access to all developments, investments in instruments of the company for low price and for good options. And you can also improve your health. So these are your opportunities. You can also just buy from us. Welcome to the healthy world. You can partner with our UFG Market and other shops. Rusich.market website gives you a 10% cashback in case those guys who you invite would buy from us. So this is your commission fee, 10%. You can invest with us, or you can use another tool, UFG Crypto, and the average profitability over 6 months is 35%, which is not too bad. It's very good. And we are not playing a Russian roulette here. You're not just hyping your credit money. And every morning you are very nervous and bathed in cold perspiration trying to open up that website. This is not the story. We have real products that we produced and we sell, and we and I myself am using those products, and we have certain feedback. And the more we are talking about the company with you, the more we give information to the people, the more purchases are made. Therefore, the dividends, as stated, they depend on sales, and later about that. Now, let's speak about participatory shares. Please remember, as investors, 2.4 billion investment participatory shares in total, 0.6 billion are allocated for investment stages. We are now at the 8th investment stage, and you have a chance to buy in a very profitable way. Even if if everything goes wrong, your participatory share would cost 16 cents. You can make 8x's, even more at that stage. So look, what did the company do? We make a disbursement for purchase of every package from $500, $750 up to $50,000, and you can buy in disbursement or step-by-step payments, and you get bonus payments from the company, bonus participatory shares. And if you buy one-off, you get 50% of shares as bonus ones. Let's say a $1,000 package would not cost you 80,000, but 120,000, 118 at the moment. So the one-off payment for shares is 40,000 shares. It's $25. I know that today is a hard time and economics should be economical, but this is your future and the future of your children, and I am confident that you can find $1,000 or $2,000, and to do so, you just have to have a healthy lifestyle, because all those extra things are very costly, especially now. Let's move on. If you, as investor, don't want to wait, we have dividend payments twice a year. Please invite your friends or family, and you can get fee for their purchase of our company's participatory shares. So if every month in disbursement you get your own 10%, if your partner buys 10,000 participatory shares, or spend $10,000 per participatory shares, you get $500 per month, and this is a very good opportunity to improve your life. And I have already provided you information about health. So welcome to United Financial Group. I hope that the figures have been joyful for you. So let me leave them for your motivation. Let's have them on the screen. Please be reminded that this is just a forecast, and the worst case scenario will give you 16 cents per one participatory share. I am ready to take your questions, and I would start with your questions. Question: when will the company have a chance to sell Melanin? Answer: it's too early to say now when the sale begins, because we have not started our preclinical trials yet. We have put new yeast to the market, and they're dividing better than the raw materials that we had. And if you know the statistics, when our tests begin, we will be able to see many more figures in the positive than in the negative. And I don't want to guess, but remember that the sales of the development and any preparation marketing is away, and we are now starting that journey. I wouldn't tell you that Rome was not built overnight, but you need to know as wisdom people that everything starts slowly. And good God, that we have fewer problems in this country with those preparations than in other countries. And this is a good thing that we are here today and we develop our company and the preparations and all that stuff. So let's move on. I'm not going to read out loud, not to offend anyone, The meeting took place, but I cannot give you any more details, so let's wait for Evgeny. We know that we have invested in this um, line of activity and we need to get results from our investments. And for a better information, let's wait and talk to Evgeny. Question. Well, the balsam sales, are the balsam sales going up, and how much? Answer. I think that we can ask for statistics, but I know exactly that there was not so many sales last year and the sales dividends were not as expected. You can remember that Evgeny provided a tentative calculation that if so many bottles of the balsam are sold, we would get as much dividends, but these were just assumptions and forecasts. So you don't get offense by astrologers who give you a weather forecast that is going to be sunny today and it rains. So let's not just sit and wait for the developments to happen. So let's try to purchase the balsam and recommend it, because in my lifetime, I don't know what I would have done without it. Good God that I am part of that company. Otherwise, I would have not been sitting here in front of you. Question. Have you found new market people? Answer. Yes, Maria. We found new market people. The work is going to be organized in a new way, as we have already said. And the results would be clearer and more specific. And I'm happy about that. I'm not a good salesperson, but I know that it is better than before. Much better and more effective. Question. Have you found a big purchaser for Melanin? Answer. Not yet. We're not looking for it because we have nothing. We are just growing, and you can buy shares of your company under this condition, and you can be part of that sales. And you have to work, and we have to work, and we do the research. And Melanin is our biggest line of activities, and apart from the fact that you will get a plus in your pocket, that would be a plus for the health of many people, and that's very important for me as a person who have already encountered that bad thing. It's a big plus. It's a big fortune that we began developing this medicinal drug that Evgeny has encountered it. The fact that you're here now, there are 12 of you, less our team, we have 8 investors, you're good. You are taking care of your life. And remember that we will anyway put this drug in the market, and we are already moving there, and I don't see any reason to stop. We have enough funding, so we continue. Question. How much does it cost to develop a Sarukudum development? Answer. I don't know. I cannot tell you those figures. You'd better ask this question, ask Evgeny, because I cannot tell it to you. I don't know. Any other questions, dear investors? Well, good dividends for the balsam. So let's see what will they be in February, because many partners, due to the marketing campaign and the promo campaigns that we had, we have even more partners now. So let's see how are they going to be in February. And I can tell you that unlike other investment companies that have just come such a big way over 2 years, the dividend payment is an unforeseen thing because you have lots of pyramids. You know how it works, but you get dividends from a product that started from scratch. Moreover, we have more participants who joined us not in the early stage but later, and those guys who become partners now will get less. You don't have to wait for something. So we are now dealing with Astro Melanin campaign. The shares are sold out, the dividends would be fewer. You have a strange name. What prevents you from buying participatory shares yourself and get dividends? Please invite your family members and make those cabinets on their name. We don't say no to you. So we are just in the beginning of our journey. And it should be like this. We think in one way, and the result is like that. So it's already happened. So we shouldn't think that, okay, you are promising, you have promised. So please think, what can we do better, each of us, at this company? Look, this company is not just set up by Evgeny Rusich and I'm just sitting here answering your questions. You invested into that company and you should be interested in its development. Don't just whine. Stand up. Start spreading a word about company. Invite other people in our company. We have a doctor. If you have not used the product yourself, there is a special doctor available for you who can recommend, listen to you, and she is available and would give you an understanding about this product. So why whining? Nobody is going to bring money to you. Act yourself. Twice per year. You get dividends twice per year. It's a good thing. But if you're not happy with them, if you are not happy with your life, start doing something else. There is an anecdote about a dog lying and whining, and there is a man sitting next to the dog and smoking. There was a passerby, a pedestrian, asking an old man, why is the dog whining? The old man said, the dog is lying on a nail. The pedestrian asked, should we take the dog away from that nail? But the smoking man said, the dog doesn't want to go away. So it's like this. I always take that balsam with me and I recommend it to all people that I meet. It's a very good thing. And I can tell you one more thing. Very close people, they don't trust. And it's normal that just make a link. Make a referral link because people can buy and they buy from the company and I get fees. So let's get a little bit more adult, I would say. We are not 12 years of age looking for our parents to give us money. When I was 12, I worked as a nanny, making money for my ice cream and stockings and so on. So let's move on together. And Zhenya is a big man. He pushes 150 kilos from his chest, but it depends on us as well, the company development. Please understand this. And the fact is that there are 11 people in our webinar. I don't think that the rest are talking to someone else, telling them about our company. So let's not do it. Let's not rely on Evgeny Rusich and his team, and let's rely on yourself. So your health is in your hands. I have it in my fingers and I am already acting. But what do you do? Well, somebody invested. That's good. Today I saw that someone have finished buying 1 million participatory shares. Well done. It's like a mortgage payment. That's really profitable, you know. You can count the profit that you might have, and you will not have to go to the mortgage bank with such profit. There is an argument saying that Rusich said that Melanin would not be marketed would not be marketed at all. It would be sold to another company. That's true. We consider that option as well, but it doesn't mean that it would happen like that. You don't know the conditions. And let's not haste developments, so let's do what we have to do. And do what it has to be done and let things be as they should be. Any other questions? I agree with the chickens. Thank you, Sergey. Any other questions? Well, let me wait for a while. Indeed, the launch costs a lot of money, but we don't know which investor would come to us. So let's not run in front of the locomotive. That course of development is possible. That's why you can see on the screen $393,000 as the result of your investment. If sold, okay, we have other developments. So it is up to us to buy the dividends. Understand? Well, let me not wait for you and use your time. So I wish you a good weekend, despite the fact that the weather is not good in Sochi today. Let your soul be always sunny. The participatory shares that you have will make your purse warmer and the family budget. Natalia Turan was with you. I love you, and until next time.